Is epilepsy a medical or spiritual condition? Hi Saints, my name is Marianne Ushi and this is Catholic Faith Forum. Today on the show we're going to be talking epilepsy. Is it a medical or a spiritual condition? I also have Mariana on standby to talk about the life of Saint Agnes of Bohemia, and our KYF crew are also on standby to educate us, all those wisdom that we need about our faith. Yes, they are waiting for us. Okay, let's go on a short break. When we get back, you get to meet my guests. Do not go anywhere. Stay tuned. Epilepsy is one of the world's oldest recognized conditions, with written records dating back to 4000 BC. Fear, misunderstanding, discrimination, and social stigma have surrounded epilepsy for centuries. This stigma continues in many countries today and can impact on the quality of life for people with the condition and their families. Some consider epilepsy a spiritual condition, while for others there is a scientific explanation. Well, is epilepsy spiritual or medical? Welcome back, Saints. This is Catholic Faith Forum and I am Marianne Ushi. Let's get right into the conversation. I have here with me Dr. Cosmos Ibuamalu. Hi, Doc. Thank you so much for joining me today.
Right. Thank you so much.
How are you doing?
I'm doing very, very well.
Oh, that's okay. Nice. That's nice. How's your week been?
No, my week has really been awesome.
We thank God.
Very busy and exciting and, very nice.
All right, nice. So Dr. Cosmos is a Russian-trained medical doctor who has been practicing for over 5 years.
You are correct.
Yes, and he's also the CEO of CosMed, which has its online consultation and supplements for healthy living. So once again, thank you so much for joining me on the show today.
All
right. So we're talking epilepsy. What really is epilepsy? I mean, we know what it looks like. We know what, we see it, especially in movies and the rest of it. But what really is epilepsy? What causes a person to that point that we see?
Okay. Epilepsy. Some people think when we say epilepsy, many people think it's just the convulsion. They don't know there are sometimes some people can be epileptic and they won't convulse.
Oh.
Yes. It's an eye opener actually. Okay, epilepsy, what is it actually? Epilepsy is like is a medical condition when there is excessive abnormal discharge of neurons in the brain. Normally the neurons in the brain are like controlled. There's what they call inhibition. There should be a restraint, like a restriction. But in this case, there's no restriction to the neurons. They fire at intervals. They fire just that way. So when they begin to fire, these are neurons. They control virtually every part of the body. The symptoms will begin to manifest. So that is just the way I can put it. That everyone, in the simplest term, that people can understand it.
Wow. So what are some common myths associated with epilepsy? Like you just mentioned now that it's not only when you convulse that you have epilepsy. So what are some of these common myths that people associate with epilepsy?
Okay, like in Africa, when they see people convulsing or manifesting the symptoms of epilepsy, what goes to their mind is, oh, this person is being possessed by an ancestral spirit, or this person has been there's witch hunt, or there's a witchcraft. That's what people think. And it creates a lot of chaos in the society. It denies people of a lot of things, employment, marriage. It reduces their societal status. You understand? And also, it dates back to when it dates back to the world, to the ages, ancient times, there are records of where some spiritualists, they want to cast demons of people they feel they convulse, is demon possessed and all. But medical knowledge has really taught us a lot. It has broadened our view and taught us about the medical aspect of it and implications of it and how to get rid of it.
Okay, so from a medical standpoint, what are the known causes and physiological mechanics that are, surrounded with epilepsy?
Okay. First of all, before you diagnose epilepsy, before you say somebody is epileptic, there must be at least more than 2 episodes. And those episodes should not be tagged with anything. It should not be tagged with any disease. Okay, for example, you have to run a total test. You have to make sure when you run your test, the person must be in good health. Like there are some children, they have what they call febrile convulsion. It occurs in children from 6 months to 6 years.
Okay.
This one, you won't say they're epileptic. It's not epilepsy. These are febrile convulsions. These are fever. When people high fever, it could be due to malaria or other sources of infection. So you don't tag that
as
epilepsy because there's a trigger, there's a provoker, there's something provoking.
So what causes it exactly?
The epilepsy.
Yes.
Okay. Those things they can actually be a risk factor to epilepsy.
Okay.
What I say is, when you notice, epilepsy is only diagnosed when there is no known cause of it. It has not, there's no illness connected to it. And the person starts convulsing.
Having those,
That's when you target epilepsy. So that's just that's when you target. And it involves the abnormal, excessive discharge of neurons. It's not contagious. It's just I would say the neurons are not well coordinated, so they discharge.
So it just happens.
It just happens, but there are risk factors. Maybe there are some people, there's prenatal causes.
Oh, okay.
In people with tumors, stroke, these are things that can also
They're risk factors.
Yes,
yeah.
And they can manifest as epilepsy. You see people having them convulse. People having low sugar, hypoglycemia, they can also convulse. But you say it's epilepsy. But all these things can, in the long run, creep into epilepsy.
So how does it manifest? What are some common symptoms that or experiences that are associated with epilepsy? Because we know the popular one where you start convulsing and there's foam coming out of the mouth. So what are some other symptoms that can indicate epilepsy?
Okay, for example, you can look at someone, there's what they call absence seizure.
Absence seizure?
Yes, absence.
Okay.
Absence
seizure,
yes,
okay.
Is a form of epilepsy. This person stays, maybe he's a child, he's in class for a free breath of loss of consciousness. Maybe he's staring into space.
Oh.
Yes, yes. They're also a form of epilepsy. And also, there are another type where they call atonic seizure. When the person just falls, he's not going to be jerking or just falls.
Wow.
Yes. Or some people have minor jerks in their limbs. You see the twitching of the muscles. You're just twitching. The person doesn't have to call, or the eye. They call it myoclonic.
Okay.
The person begins to twitch. The eye begins to twitch. Or, yes. Those are also
symptoms of
epilepsy.
Okay. Thank you so much, Doc. All right, it's time for us to find out about our saint of the week. So over to you, my lovely co-host.
Our saint of the week is Saint Agnes of Bohemia. Saint Agnes of Bohemia, also known as Agnes of Prague, was born in 1211 to King Ottokar I of Bohemia and Queen Constance. She was betrothed multiple times to various European princes, but she chose a life of religious devotion instead. How many of you would do that? Agnes joined the Poor Clares, a monastic order founded by St. Clare of Assisi, and founded the convent of St. Francis in Prague in 1234. She, however, dedicated her life to charity, caring for the poor and the sick, and living a life of humility and service. What a wonderful woman she is. After declining marriages to King Henry VII of Germany and King Henry III of England, Agnes was faced with a proposal from Frederick II, the Holy Roman Emperor. I know some of you are shouting God when God went. She appealed to Pope Gregory IX for help. The Pope was persuasive, and Frederick magnanimously said that he could not be offended if Agnes preferred the King of Heaven to him. Abi, who him be? Her profound piety and dedication to her faith made her a beloved figure. She corresponded with St. Clare and maintained a close relationship with the Franciscan community. After Agnes built a hospital for the poor and a residence for the friars, she financed the construction of a Poor Clare monastery in Prague. In 1236, she and 7 other noble women entered the monastery. St. Clare sent 5 sisters from St. Damiano to join them and wrote Agnes 4 letters advising her on the beauty of the vocation and the duties as abbess. Nice one. Agnes became known for prayer, obedience, and mortification. Papal pressure forced her to accept her election as abbess. Nevertheless, the title she preferred was senior sister. St. Clare sent 5 sisters from San Damiano to join them and wrote Agnes 4 letters advising her on the beauty of her vocation and her duties as abbess. Agnes became known for the prayers, obedience, and mortification. However, papal pressure forced her to accept her election as abbess. Nevertheless, the title she preferred was senior sister. Her position did not prevent her from cooking for the other sisters and mending clothes for the lepers. What a nice woman. The sisters found her kind, but were very strict regarding the observance of poverty. She, however, declined her royal brother's offers to set up an endowment for the monastery. St. Agnes died on the 2nd of March 1282 and was canonized by Pope John Paul II in 1989. Her feast day is celebrated on the 2nd of March, honoring her legacy and charity as well as her humility and devotion to God. St. Agnes of Bohemia, pray for us.
Thank you very much, Mariana, for educating us on the life of Saint Agnes. Okay, back to our topic on epilepsy. So, can it be cured? Please, let's know.
Most times, epilepsy can be controlled with medications. There are certain medications that can control them. But if someone has been seizure-free for a certain number of years, let's say 3 years, 10 years, so sometimes we just have to take away the medications and watch
the person.
Watch the person. So there are some people that has been done and they never
had it again.
Yes. You understand? And some children outgrow it.
Oh, okay.
Yes, there are some children, they outgrow it. So, but with the medication, it can be, when I say cured, it can be cured, but it can be controlled. And the person will not have the symptoms.
And it can just disappear like that.
Yes, it can just disappear. Provided the person is using the medications.
Okay.
The person is compliant.
So what are these treatments available?
Oh, okay. They are medical names.
Okay.
We have phenobarbital.
Okay.
We have.
They are drugs, right?
Yes, they are drugs.
Okay, so basically it's taking of drugs that treats it. There are no special...
There's also some surgical
okay.
methods. When the person didn't respond to any medication,
then you go for...
There are surgeries that can be done. There are some stimulation. There's vagal nerve stimulation. When you stimulate the vagus, then it helps. And also deep brain stimulation can also be done, which can also assist in reducing the symptoms.
Oh, okay.
In advanced societies, actually.
All right. So we have some cultures and belief systems that attribute epilepsy to being spiritual. So can you discuss any historical or cultural perspectives on epilepsy and spirituality? Where did all of this come from?
Okay. We are Christians. There's part of the Bible, Matthew, I think it's Matthew 17:15 or something, where Jesus, when somebody came and said his son was possessed, he throws fits, has seizures, foams in the mouth, throws himself into the fire. Then Jesus came and cast the evil spirit from the person. This one is a cultural and religious aspect of it. And also in some traditions, they believe anyone who has epilepsy is possessed by an evil spirit. They take him to the chief priest or to the native doctor. They do some ritual, but I don't know if it actually works. Some believe it works for them, but I've not seen anyone that has worked.
Okay.
Yes, I've not seen anyone that has worked. Well, some believe it works for them. They do some ritual and all of them. They want to cast out the evil spirits. They want to flog away the spirit that is tormenting the person. Those are one of the basic aspects of spirituality. But we in our practice, everything we do, we look at the medical aspect of it.
True.
We treat the person in line of modern medicine. And most people do well. They recover. they do exceptionally very
So,
well.
in your experience, how do individuals who have this condition, take it? Because I mean, there's the whole psychological aspects and all of that, but how do they take it in relation to spirituality and faith?
Before in Nigeria, there's something most people, before they come to hospital, people have this idea of trying whatever, especially when it comes to things like epilepsies and other.
They want to try the non-medical.
Some of them would have gone to church,
Yeah.
they would have gone to the traditionalist, and after a whole lot of spending and he never got a cure, they come to the hospital. Because some people, because they don't want to take the medications, they are fed up. So they try other means of spiritual aspects. But we counsel them. We try to put them through. We try to be empathetic and explain things over to them and make them realize it isn't spiritual. It is a medical condition that can be taken care of, and it doesn't affect them from their daily activities or from any essential aspect of their lives if they are compliant and with their medications and follow up with their doctor's instructions.
Yeah, I think that counseling is very, very necessary, and even to raise more awareness so that people who see people in that situation don't assume that, oh, it's possession, whereas the person could just be there needing medical attention. Thank you so much for that. All right, it's time for us to know our faith. So over to the KYF crew.
Hi Saints, welcome to this exciting episode of Know Your Faith. I am your e-catechist Jeffrey, and today I'll be teaching you something I bet you don't know, I'm so sure. How many archdioceses are there in Nigeria and what are their names? Let's start. The Catholic Church in Nigeria is structured into various dioceses and archdioceses. An archdiocese is a primary diocese within a province led by an archbishop and holds a significant position in the church's hierarchy. Nigeria, with its large Catholic population, is home to several archdioceses, each playing a crucial role in the spiritual and administrative life of the church. Now, there are 9 archdioceses in Nigeria, and let's explore them, shall we? 1. Archdiocese of Abuja. Located in the capital city of Nigeria, it is one of the most prominent archdioceses. 2. Archdiocese of Benin City. Covering the Edo State area, this archdiocese plays a significant role in the southern region of Nigeria. 3. Archdiocese of Calabar. This archdiocese serves the Cross River State and is known for its vibrant Catholic community. 4. Archdiocese of Ibadan. Located in Oyo State, it is central to the Catholic faith in the southwestern part of Nigeria. 5. Archdiocese of Jos, found in Plateau State. It is crucial for the church in the central part of the country. 6. Archdiocese of Kaduna. This archdiocese oversees a vast area in the northern part of Nigeria. 7. Archdiocese of Lagos, home. As one of the oldest and most populous archdioceses, it serves the bustling metropolitan city of Lagos. 8. Archdiocese of Onitsha. Located in Anambra State, it is significant for the Igbo-speaking Catholic community. 9. Archdiocese of Owerri, serving Imo State. It is a key archdiocese in the southeastern region. Now, these archdioceses not only cater to the spiritual needs of the Catholic faithful, but also play a pivotal role in educational, healthcare, and social services across Nigeria. Essentially, Nigeria is home to 9 archdioceses, each with its unique history and contribution to the Catholic Church. These archdioceses are instrumental in spreading the faith, providing guidance, and serving the communities within their jurisdictions. Thanks for watching, guys. I hope this explanation has helped you understand the structure and importance of the archdiocese in Nigeria. So till I come your way next time, guys, be bold, be Catholic.
Thank you very much for that amazing session on faith. was very educating. Okay, back to our conversation. Wrapping things up. How can medical practitioners counsel or talk to their patients, especially those who have that belief of it being spiritual, or those who are scared of the stigma that comes with it? How do you guys go about talking to these people? Because I mean, we have people watching, and somebody out there just might be going through something like this, but might not want to speak up about it. So what are those steps that you take in counseling?
Okay, first of all, people come from diverse cultural backgrounds and different belief systems. I think we should try to hear from the patient and know their cultural backgrounds. Before you deal with something, you have to know what the person believes in first. Before you can break it down to the person.
Okay.
Or what it actually is. So after you hear from the person, then you have to explain. You have to explain properly the propagation of this illness, how it comes, whatever it is, and also relate it. If it was triggered by something, take adequate history, comprehensive history from the patient. And if it traces it to be from a childhood experience, maybe a childhood trauma or whatever it is, then you have to connect it so the person would not think it's a spiritual illness. In that aspect, at least you have taken care of it. The person's understanding or approach to the illness changes. You understand?
Yeah,
it changes immediately. So in terms of stigma, anybody in some developed countries, people who are epileptic, they drive. Provided there are guidelines you follow, provided you've not had seizures, you are compliant with your medication, nothing stops you from driving. Marriage, epilepsy is not contagious. So anybody who is epileptic can marry whoever they choose to marry. It doesn't stop. It's not transmitted from mother to child. It doesn't stop somebody. It doesn't stop somebody from working or gaining employment. It doesn't change the physical outlook of someone. So the stigmas, I don't see anything if the person is compliant
with their medication,
with regular checkups. The person is fine, good.
Okay, thank you very much. I hope that a lot of healthcare professionals know these things so that they're able to guide their patients in the right way. So finally, what are some ways in which the medical and the spiritual approaches to epilepsy can complement each other in providing a holistic care and support for the patient?
Okay, I would say, first of all, the whatever the spiritual aspect, the religious people, they should first understand. They should understand the fact that this illness is more of a medical condition than whatever. So when these people come to seek medical advice, they should refer them to the specialist, to a doctor or a psychiatrist or a specialist that knows what it is, instead of digging deep, claiming you could treat it, and at the end of the day, there is no improvement. There is no cure for it. So I think they should always direct them to their doctor. That helps in the treatment. When you talk about holistic, there are several life-changing things that the person can do to abate it.
Okay.
Yeah, if the person drinks a lot or smokes and all of those things, exposed to a lot of bright lights, the person should reduce them, because too much bright light can also help. The person should stay in a calmer place.
Okay.
For reduce exposure
Sunlight
to phone lights.
Okay.
Those bright lights, they can trigger those attacks and sunlights, and also infection stage. Infection can also trigger it, and some other things, stress. These are things that for women, menstrual cycle can also trigger it, can trigger seizures. So all those things can be taken care of in both medical, in holistic way. You understand, to prevent those other things.
All right. Thank you so much, Dr. Cosmos, for your time. It's also good to note that in as much as it is a medical condition, there is that need for even the spiritual leaders to always ensure that they direct people to the right channel. You can always pray for them. I mean, we're Christians, we believe in God, we believe that there is nothing that you ask of God that he cannot do according to his will. So it's okay to pray for the person, but at the same time ensure that they get the necessary medical attention that they require. So is epilepsy medical or spiritual? Trust me, to a large extent, it is medical and can be medically controlled. Thank you so much once again, Doc, for coming on the show. I appreciate. If you have further questions, do well to let us know by dropping them in the comment section of our YouTube channel at Dominican Media. Don't forget to subscribe and turn on post notifications so that you are notified when next we drop, an amazing session of wisdom like this. All right, guys, that's it from me. Remember that I am on Instagram at _Marian Ushi, and CFF is also on social media platforms: Instagram, Facebook, TikTok, Twitter. You people call it X now, but yeah, wherever you may think of, we're there. Just search CFF on TV and ensure that you follow us and you engage with our posts, I beg, so that other people can see us, other people can know about us and get to enjoy the things that you are enjoying. All right, guys, until next time, keep being saints in jeans and shirts. Bye.